All right, welcome back to the show. My name is Lee. This is Good Morning to You. And in the studio right now is Sahana, an independent musician. What's up, Sahana? How are you doing?
Hey, I'm lovely to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Well, your new song is called Bhupali Beginnings, right?
That's right.
It's a beautiful, relaxing, melodious song. I can't wait to get into it. I want you to play up the song. I want you to play the song for us this morning as well. But before that, Lani is also here with us.
Hello. I was so quiet this entire time. I was like, when do I cut in?
You can cut in now, Lani. You go for it.
All good. Okay, so talk to us about Bhupali Beginnings. Like, what was the process like?
Yeah, I have to really sort of think about it because, it's sometimes you write a song and you think you're going to have this really crazy good story behind it, as we're all told we should have for social media. But sometimes it's just a random idea.
It just comes from nowhere,
It just
right?
comes out of nowhere. And so this, as the name indicates, it's based on a Hindustani rag called Bhupali, which is a really beautiful pentatonic scale. And I just had this idea that, wouldn't it make a really beautiful song? Like, it would be really cool if I could put it into some of my, indie music. And it just sort of popped in my head. I just started writing and I started figuring out the chords and, it just sort of was born. And I based it on this little sargam that you're taught when you start learning Hindustani music.
What is Sargam?
Sargam is like, they teach this to kids actually when you just start learning music.
I'm also a kid. Teach me.
Like
I studied Hindustani music
did,
and
that's
I
right.
I don't know what that is. That was a long time ago.
Very bad kid.
So it's basically it's almost like an exercise, a vocal exercise they teach you to learn the scale, to learn the movements of the scale, right?
Okay.
So the bit that I sing in the second half of the song, I've literally pulled from that sargam that my teacher taught me. And then I wrote around that melody. I wrote words around that melody. And actually, it does sort of have a significance for me in my musical journey because I've been primarily, I've trained in Carnatic and Hindustani music, but I've also started writing some independent music in the last few years, I would say. And I've sort of been thinking of it in silos, like different lanes. Okay, I'm singing Hindustani music, now I stick to this lane. And now I'm writing something singer-songwriter, so, it has to be mellow,
Yeah.
it has to... I was like, what am I doing? Like, my music is made
Mix
from
of
different
everything, yeah.
influences, and that's what makes it different and unique. I should start maybe experimenting
Correct. Yes.
with how to sort of bridge the gap and there's always fear, right? When you put something different or new out there, like people will be like, why is there a weird Hindustani rag in the middle of an English song? So there's a little bit of apprehension, but then I called it Bhupali Beginnings because this is a new beginning for me. I'm going to start doing more of this, where I'm not putting myself in songwriting silos.
And it's very like...
I'm sorry, I'm getting a call right now. You want to pick up this call and talk to them? I don't know. You want to do that? We're getting a random call.
was it?
I don't know.
Pick it up.
Should I pick it up?
Yeah.
I think I know who
Sorry.
this is.
No, go for it.
Okay. You're going to talk. Okay. I'm not
Oh
here.
God.
Ready?
Why?
Why don't you talk? It's,
Why?
well,
Hello. Hi, who is this?
Hello.
Hi, yes, ma'am.
Yesterday, I'm Prabha Raghuveer speaking. Therefore, yesterday with me, I was live on air. So I wanted to know,
Yes,
can
ma'am.
that recorded message, what I had got recorded, he told me he'll send it after the show yesterday.
I see.
But I haven't received it.
What show
So
did
I
you
thought
record
that-
for, ma'am?
But it was in the morning. What is the tell me what is the thing you get bored? I think it was 9:30 in the morning, day before yesterday.
Okay.
I
This Tuesday morning.
Lee is a very unreliable person who shouldn't have told you that. But yeah, I'll get to it.
And Lee, yeah. Lee what? Huh? Huh? Can you ask him to send it?
Definitely, ma'am.
Hello.
I'll make sure that Lee sends
No,
it.
because
to you.
I wanted to share with my son. I had told him, in fact, yesterday.
Yeah.
He is in Melbourne and he is a
Okay.
very great fan of radio.
Oh, is it?
I wanted
Okay.
to
Not
show
of
him
Lee's.
that I
Is
am
he-
also one of the radio fan.
Is he
and
a
I
fan
wanted
of
to share
Lee's
with
show,
him.
though? If we can tell Lee that he's a fan, then he'll share the recording.
No. Tell him. I tell my son about it. Just
Okay,
tell him,
done,
no?
Prabha ma'am. I will let Lee know, and we will.
Prabha Raghuveer. Just
Prabha
tell him, no?
Raghuveer. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. Like, I just. This is my
She
producer
didn't
just
even like.
threw me under the bus. Very
She didn't hear it also.
unreliable. Oh
She was
my
like,
God.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's move on. And I was like, oh.
This is, I mean, sometimes it just gets hard to send recordings to everyone out there. Make so many calls in the morning. But I'll get to that, Prabha ma'am. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Thank you for taking that call for me. It's just so random. This is what happens in the show. I love it.
Her son is a fan of the radio now. Come
No,
on.
I
have to do
we
it.
Not
need
of you.
To encourage.
Not of me, exactly. But maybe
No,
she'll
but-
be a fan after she listens to my.
Maybe. I think if you send her the recording, she will become a loyal fan.
Loyal fan, definitely. I think this is
Fan
on me
for
now.
life.
This is on me now. I have to follow up on this. Yeah. Okay, let's come to the show now. You did mention that it's experimental and stuff like that, but they have been doing some really cool stuff with Hindustani and Carnatic music from the 60s. Like the Beatles have been trying to implement in their music and
Right.
experiment
For sure,
with
for
it.
sure. I didn't mean that there isn't
No.
stuff out there. I just meant I haven't been.
What are you trying to say?
No, that's not what I meant. My point
A
was.
liar.
No. My point was, but no, I'm glad that you are experimenting with it, and it's a beautiful, it comes together very well.
It's very tastefully done.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Like sometimes it sounds like a forced fit a lot of times.
Yeah.
They're just like these two. They want to bridge the gap, but
Yeah.
it's so hard, like trying to force with it, and it doesn't work
That
at
was
all.
honestly my nightmare.
But
Like,
it's-
you
it-
know,
no, it
like,
fits
and
perfectly.
everyone calls it fusion, right?
Correct,
What are you
correct.
fusing doesn't matter. It's some fusion.
Correct,
Like
correct.
just call it
Just
fusion
fusion,
and
yeah.
throw something in there. So I feel like, there are obviously, like you said, lots of people who've done it really
Yeah.
well, and I'm a huge fan of Clinton Sereo's Coke Studio seasons, like Madari and
Yes.
Bena and all those really amazing tracks. Like I think that was a really cool example of doing it Dungar, where
Correct.
he had this whole choir singing
That's
in the
good,
back,
yeah, that's good
and he
fusion.
had this Rajasthani folk singer singing a lullaby. Like that was just genius. So like I drew a lot of my inspiration from that actually.
Nice.
I love
Lovely.
his music.
You said sorry. Okay. Yeah. You also said you worked in the US for like a good while, right?
I did. So I moved. I was convinced after I did my undergrad in Chennai that everyone was writing their GRE, right? So I felt like I'm missing
left
out on
out.
something
FOMO,
if
correct,
I had to write. I had to write it. So then I wrote my GRE and I got into some
Good
I
score,
got
huh?
into not great. I can tell you my score wasn't that great. I got 1250 out
I
of
know.
1600.
I don't know what
I
that
think.
means.
Hey, that's pretty good. Dude.
Like
1250 is
it
great.
wasn't a great score. It's not like some genius score or whatever. For 1400 or 1600? I think 1400. I think 1250 on 1400.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's like some.
Yeah, but it was okay. It wasn't like Ivy League material. I wasn't like Ivy League material. But I went to Rutgers, which is the State University of New Jersey, and they had a good program.
Lovely.
And I studied organizational psychology and human resources and stuff. And I worked, then I got an internship and a job at Microsoft. And then I moved to Seattle from New Jersey and I worked in Seattle. And Seattle actually has a really cool live music scene. So we started making friends at work who are musicians themselves. And,
Yeah.
and we started playing at open mics at work. And they would have these Christmas parties and whatever, summer barbecues. And so we would just perform for those events. And slowly that led to open mics. And then that led to, playing with other cover bands. And then I was doing, I think I mentioned I did backing vocals for a Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band.
Oh, lovely.
So
give it away.
I really expanded my repertoire.
And
But I
made
love
it till here.
I love Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I
Favorite
I
song,
love-
Chili Pepper song. Which is your favorite song?
Oh my God, I have so many. Other Side, Snow, California Acacia.
One really underrated song from Chili Peppers.
I
What do you
think Other Side.
Other side?
Maybe it's not
Other
underrated.
Side is
though.
not
It's not
underrated.
No,
underrated.
that's quite overrated. Not
Yeah,
overrated.
it's
It's
not-
rated.
Just fine.
Under the Bridge.
And it's a great song.
Yeah.
I actually really like from their album Stadium Arcadium. Hey, not
Hey.
Not Hey-O?
Not Hey-O.
not Snow.
Not Snow.
No, yeah, the Hey, just Hey. That's a
Under
great
the
song.
Bridge is a really good one.
Yeah.
But I like a lot of their songs.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed their known for their energy and
Yes.
performances, but
Yes.
what I love is also they're so melodic.
Exactly.
It's such beautiful melodies.
I
And
think Flea
really great
is the one who kind of brings
songwriting.
it. Yeah.
There's some really
Incredible.
nice, like, intricate harmony lines as well.
Yeah.
Which goes
Really
so,
good
yeah.
harmony.
Dude,
and
it's
really good.
for a bassist to really make melodies with the bass line, it's incredible. Like sometimes Flea does an incredible job of that, and
Yeah.
it's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
He really pulls it in.
Yeah, really, really cool. So it wasn't such a bad job doing backing vocals.
How
for a
long were
couple-
you? How long were you in the US though?
I was in the US for 14 years.
Whoa.
So I worked at Microsoft for about 5-6 years maybe, while doing music on the side.
Hmm.
And I started learning Hindustani music in Seattle. I met my guru in Seattle. And somehow people say, "What, did you hate your job?" I didn't hate my job. I just loved music so much more. I had a pretty cushy, comfy, awesome job. But I just didn't have time to
The
make
corporate life wasn't for
music.
you,
Yeah.
basically.
I just hated the political side of it. Like I'm terrible at politics and in sucking up
Corporate
and stuff.
politics, yeah.
Like
It
I
definitely
suck
comes
at
up,
that,
yeah.
and I think I was a little too naive and sort of very honest about what I felt. So like it doesn't fit in. Like if you really want to rise to the corporate through the ranks, you have to be able to play a few games. But honestly, like even the end result didn't excite me. Like if I were to be my boss's boss's boss or whatever,
Yeah.
I fast forwarded and I was like, that's
Yeah.
Not
not
happening.
exciting me at all. So like, what am I going to spend the next 20 years doing? And so the only thing was music. And yeah,
Beautiful.
So I sort of found my way back to it.
Lovely. And you're now based in Bangalore,
Yeah.
making music, killing it out there. New song
I'm not
is
sure
out
about
every day.
that, but yes, making
You're
music.
killing it, you too. No worries. You're killing it out there. And I want to get to the song in just a bit, like play the song for us as well. But you have a conspiracy for us this morning.
I do. Okay, so
Ooh.
we have a conspiracy for you today. It's not a conspiracy, man. It's just a fact.
You wrote conspiracy here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm reading off of her. No, she's like conspiracy. I'm asking. Okay, so it's a fact. Okay,
It's
fine.
a fact. It's like a news. What do you
Yeah.
think about it? Okay. There's a school in England who now has a co-principal who is an AI robot.
It's not like a robot. It's an AI system, I think. No, it's a robot.
It's a robot.
Okay.
It's
It's an AI
is a
robot. It's a
co-principal.
Co-principal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What powers does this co-principal
It can
have?
support the teachers and help them with like the modules and stuff like that and help out as well.
But that's not like I feel like they shouldn't give it any authority.
Yeah.
At
Do you-
all because
suppose,
that's where like
Suppose my question is, suppose like it catches you doing something wrong in school. What can it do to you?
That's a good question.
What will it do?
Yeah, I think I feel like, I don't know, I'm still forming opinions on AI. It's so new, but I'm still afraid of it.
You don't use
Because-
AI in
Yeah,
your
it's-
music and AI?
I haven't actually used AI a lot not at all in my production and stuff. But I will say that sometimes when I get a little stuck with lyrics, I ask ChatGPT for
ChatGPT.
help. And sometimes it's really shitty responses.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's beautiful poetic responses, which scares
Oh,
the shit
really?
out of me. But I feel like, sometimes I won't use it, but it still gives me an idea. And I feel like AI is a great tool to help us with tasks
Definitely.
and things,
Definitely.
Like a friend of mine writes a lot of white papers and she uses it to edit
Yeah, it can help. Yeah.
chunks of work
Yeah.
that she's
A
done.
lot of grunt
and-
work can be done with the
Exactly.
help of the AI. For
the
sure.
part that scares me about it is the creativity side of it. Like I'm too scared to even do that. Be like, oh, can you help me with a little bit of lyric? Because I'm like, what if it's better than what I can do?
Yeah, that's
What can
true.
beat
That's
me?
true. And I still felt like I was cheating a little bit, but I was super stuck and I was like, I'm tired.
It's all good. Like we've all used like Rhyme Zone and like sites like
it's
that
sort
to
of
like help
that,
you.
but a little more advanced. But I feel like the jury's still out, but I don't know if we can do anything about it. It's already there, and it's already so like this
School.
whole strike with screenwriters,
yeah,
when they
yeah,
won the
correct.
strike, one of the things
Yeah.
they said that was
No
the
AI.
rules they created was no AI. AI
AI.
can't write script. I think those are intelligent precautions to take, right? Because
Yeah.
we don't want we want people to have jobs, and
Yeah.
we want people to be able to use their creative muscle, and yeah, I feel like it would be sad if AI kills art, because at the end of the day, art comes from all heart, mostly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
not,
emotion.
It's
yes.
not some formula, and
Correct.
it's not coming from some mathematical equation. Because like Paul McCartney did a song where half of it was sung by AI, right?
Yes.
Like half of it was when 25-year-old Paul McCartney's voice.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I guess you could do that, but I want to hear what Paul McCartney sounds like live. I don't want to hear a robot
Exactly.
version of Paul McCartney. So I feel like, I don't think it can completely take away the charm of live music and real people. But yeah, I don't know. I would not be cool with that robot guy
As a
having
principal?
authority over my kid.
I don't
or
think he'd do
whatever.
anything to me, dude. I just put like I'll run circles around him. And just pull his cord out or something. I don't
What
know.
if it registers you as like an offender into the government systems?
Then I'm gone. Then
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
I would not
Don't
be
take
able.
this lightly.
I would not be able to get away with half the things I did if this guy was like actually monitoring me throughout. Because I did a lot of messed up stuff in school. I'm so glad.
Okay.
We all did.
Yeah,
She was
and-
in my school, by the way. We were in the same school.
Oh, awesome.
It's called
Concerned
Frank
now.
Anthony Public School. FAPS.
Oh my God, Frank Anthony Public School.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. That's
Information
yeah, but I think, and I was gonna say something smart. Now I forgot.
about. So when you mention FAPS,
It's
that's what
gone.
happens. When you mention
Intelligence.
FAPS, no, all intention goes out the window.
But yeah, I think decision making and authority is not a because I know what I was going to say. Because life is not all black and white, right? A robot can follow like do this if this, do this if this. But what about all the grays and what about all the abstract decisions you have to make with limited information?
Yeah.
And it's not always a one or the other answer. It's sometimes you follow the rule, but you also have some sanctions and some
Exactly.
leeway for mistakes.
It's like
especially in
it's
a
like that
school.
ethics question, right? If your family was like starving, would you steal a loaf of bread?
I would, man.
Just went to office at the moment. Just
Yeah, I would totally.
But-
I would
I'd
pay
steal
it
it.
back later when I had some cash.
Cash.
With,
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
do a
probably
favor,
wouldn't do
but-
that.
I'll steal the bread. I'll steal the bread, pay it, sell it back to the dude, and then buy the bread back again.
Cool.
I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said that. Okay, now I think now
We
it's
have to
perfect
keep
time.
up the reputation of the show because some this your CEO.
Oh,
wants
yeah.
us to
Yeah.
have smart conversations, right?
We're very
So
smart right now. That
we
was
need
such
to-
intelligent
That was such an
conversation.
intentional line. It's only for high level people to get that line. Okay, but without any further ado, let's get to the song this morning. Here's Bhupali
Bhupali
Beginnings. I'm gonna say Bhupali Beginnings coming to you live in the studios. Here's Sahana.